I'm Rachel.
And I'm Chris. And today on Out and About in Simcoe County, our quest takes us to Springwater Provincial Park and the Tiffin Conservation Area.
And I already learned something today. I learned that out of this one needle comes 5 needles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. W-H-I-T-E. So you know it's a white pine.
What if it was a birch?
Wouldn't have needles.
Answer. Right there. All right.
Well, let's go and see what Springwater has to offer.
Our first stretch of water, we found a bullfrog. Or a frog. I haven't caught it yet, so let's see.
Yay! Oh, careful. Go. I think you stepped on him.
No, my foot hasn't touched the ground. Where did he go?
I think he's under your foot.
I think he's under your foot,
I haven't moved my foot yet.
Lift up your foot. Where did he go?
Why are you guys thinking I squashed a frog?
Because you squashed a
No,
frog.
my foot was on the ground. I'm like a ninja frog catcher.
I have no idea where it went.
There he is.
Oh, okay. Oh, now he doesn't trust us at all.
Yeah, now I'm falling in. I got it.
We'll find another one.
So he got away. So I'm going to go back to something I know I can catch, frog eggs. Got all the little eggs right there. They're still in the egg form. They haven't even made it to tadpoles yet. And that's what the frog does. The female and the male will get together. She'll release all the eggs, sometimes up to 200 eggs, depending on the frog species. The male frog releases all the sperm. They match up, and then they become fertilized eggs. These can sit in here for a couple of weeks. Some frogs can actually develop out of the eggs within a week. These ones will take a couple of weeks, and then they turn into tadpoles. Tadpoles develop, absorb that big tail in there, grow their back legs, then they grow the front legs, and then they become these elusive big frogs that we tried to catch earlier. We're still going to keep trying to catch them, and we'll see what we can find. But if you find them in the water along the edge, they're usually attached to strings of grass and reeds. Just leave them there. They have to stay moist all the time. If they dry out, then they don't survive. They don't develop. So that is the next generation of frogs we're going to try and catch. Or if you're like Rachel.
One frog.
Okay, kids at home, we're professionals. Don't try that. I don't know what that was, actually.
I don't know what that was either, but it was successful.
Look at the size of him.
Look.
Wow, he's big.
Big ears for hearing.
Well, actually, he is. Yeah,
She?
I can't tell if it's a boy or a girl. These are the eardrums right here.
Tympanic membranes.
But it's a frog. Toads have a great big poison gland in the back, behind the eardrums. That's one of the easiest ways to tell. And toads can actually handle being out of the water longer than frogs. Now remember, frogs are frogs. Toads are a member of frogs. So all frogs are frogs. All toads are frogs, but not all frogs are toads. There is a guide that you can pick up, put out by the government, that explains every different type of frog and toad found in Ontario. So let's put him on here and see what he is. This is what you would do when you're out catching frogs.
This is him.
Well, we didn't even narrow that down, did we? We went right to the answer.
He's a green frog.
We're not playing Jeopardy here. He's a green frog. That almost looks like his picture.
Yay.
So you can carry something like this around, or your iPhone again, which has an app for it. And hear that? There's another one right there. All right, so this one we'll put back. Hopefully I don't fall in with him when I go. All right, you ready, buddy? There you go. Go ahead. Oh, now he doesn't want to go anywhere. Now he can see his water. He's okay. Ready?
He feels like king of the hill now.
Twink.
Coming for you next, chum.
Right, go ahead. Woo! There he goes.
Do you see him?
No, where am I looking at?
Right here.
Oh, no, that's the one I was looking at. The
Oh,
one that
he's
just
even
disappeared
bigger.
into the
Holy
water.
crolies, he's huge. He's still there.
Yeah.
This pond is laden with frog life. Wow, you weren't even close. It's right
high.
there.
Go. I had my eye on the big frog prize. You were distracted by the little one.
Well, I'll continue to be distracted by the little one. Gimme, 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 gimme,
Yeah,
gimme,
whoever
gimme.
catches one first, I guess, is the
I
winner.
win.
Yeah. Wow. So on a nice day like this, well, yours was a slow frog. That's easy.
He still jumped out.
Oh. Okay, so this is a game fun for the whole family. We may not all be good at it, but it's fun trying. We're here at Springwater Park with Ian Taylor, and he is from Friends of Springwater Provincial Park. Now, Ian, what's the message that you're trying to get out about the park that people may not know?
Basically, the park has changed its status to non-operational, but with that said, people can still come and enjoy the park. The animals are no longer in the park, but there is still lots of activities that families can do. As you saw earlier, catching frogs is a wonderful thing to do with families. There's also a playground, several trails, picnic areas, and it doesn't cost a cent to use the park right now. The trails are a great way to kind of get out from inside the park and kind of go on your own little adventures.
Oh, there's a stump. Check out stumps.
There's a lot of stumps and thumps and whumps around here. They're all pretty heavily rotten. Oh, salamander.
Got him?
Yeah.
I don't want to drop this. Okay,
Ready?
it's out of the way. Yeah.
Okay. And salamander.
He's a good size too.
Yep. My turn. Hi, little guy. And he's related to the frogs we saw earlier.
And this is, wow, this is damp. Like it is.
Yeah.
That is actually
Cool. Very cool.
to the touch.
Like cool, not just cool as in cool, but cool to the touch.
But these little fellas, they don't get very big, and they start out the same as the frog eggs that we saw earlier. Start out from, because they're amphibians, they start out in the water, and then they develop legs and the tail. This one actually keeps its tail, and it has to stay damp, and it can't dry out. That's why it lives right under there, and all those grubs and wood boars that we saw, that is what it's going to eat. So you put it there. I'll leave it off on that edge a little bit, so we're not squishing them.
There.
First salamander.
Yay.
And it's a good thing he didn't stay out much longer. It's getting warm.
It is.
He didn't see me coming because of my camouflage. We pull into the parking lot at Tiffin Conservation Center, and 1 foot right here in the parking lot, the other foot right here, and the first thing we see is a branch. Now we have a nest up here, and I'm not going to pull this down, nor should anybody else, but you can see that there's a bird's nest in there. So we can probably get that on film, but we're not going to be able to find out what's inside of it. So what we will do is take a picture and see what's in there, if there's anything in there. Rach, do you want to take a picture? All right.
And there we go. It's robin's eggs. Poor little
Are they
robin.
blue? Is that why
Very, very
you could tell that they were robin's eggs?
So,
And how many are there?
4.
Wow. So here we are at Tiffin Conservation Center, and the wildlife is pouring into the parking lot. That's pretty cool.
Right behind the truck.
Right behind the truck. And
a
of
great
course,
photograph.
we've got new dip nets since the frogs at Springwater Park took care of our last ones. And
Be using them on the birds.
we've got the snake hook, and we have our map, so we know where we're going. This is the best kind of treasure hunt ever. It's an animal treasure hunt.
Yes, and every animal is a treasure.
Here we go. I'm here with Byron at the Tiffin Conservation Area, and he's led us out here. You know how to get back, right?
We'll find our way back.
Okay, because I have a map, but it didn't look anything like this when I looked at the map by the car.
There's lots of trails here at Tiffin, but if you take a map, you'll always find your way home. We still get mom in the strollers or dad in the strollers, and the whole family's hiking through here every single day. I mean, it's become a very, very popular spot. You know.
And the park's open year-round.
Park's open year-round. We're now, like 9 minutes away from the city of Barrie, so we're seeing a lot of use here. 300 acres, and everybody gets to use just about all of it.
Okay, all right, so we're going to go looking for things, and I don't know if I've mentioned, I'm looking for snakes.
We'll do our best.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a hot day. They'll be out there.
Yeah, they'll probably last longer than I will.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go see what we can find.
Thank you. See these here? These long lines?
Yeah.
Oh, this one here?
Well, this here, and then it goes all the way up
Those
here.
are millipede.
Yeah, these little ones are.
there?
Yeah, you see the little segments where the legs
They
would
would
go?
have done that early in the morning. You can tell
This
because
is too hot for them, too.
this is the way that you can see the ridges.
Okay.
The moisture would cause that. Whereas these ones here, that's more during the day when it's hotter. And these are the ridges here.
They don't have the big banks on them.
No, the big banks are made by the mud. Well, it's not even really mud early in the morning, it's just dampness. Do some other little mousy, maybe a shrew coming along here.
And shrew will definitely be around any place where there's bugs,
Oh, yes.
and even out in the open, you don't tend to see them, but you've got tall grass, short grass, and even medium grass all going on in there.
Yep.
So they will be storing stuff right now in the start of the summer for the winter.
Yep.
They'll store it up. Babies will be born now. You're going to end up with babies needing food. Always, with shrews, with mice, with any of the rodents.
There's squirrel here. This one's here, a squirrel. This one you can really see. 2 back feet, that's 2 front feet. That, whoop, whoop, whoop. They don't actually make that noise, but
No, that would be a chipmunk noise. Badoop, badoop. And you would call them with the... Now we're out here and we can hear all kinds of, well, we've got bugs, we've got birds, we've got all sorts of things, but there's an underlying hum. And you were saying that there are the electrical lines up here?
Big tower transmission lines going over top of us. Hydro corridor, I guess as people normally call it. And this has been in for a long time. When Tiffin was put together back, say, 25 years ago, we developed a very unique partnership where they worked with us, we worked with them, and other like agencies to create habitat within that corridor. So it's, as you see when you're coming out of the forest, you come to what you'll call the edge. All of a sudden everything changes, right? There's no big hardwood stand or anything like that. So we've got the sumacs, and we've got the cedars and the small spruces. Hydro was responsible for putting in a lot of these cedars and a lot of these smaller growing trees to basically create habitat. And so it's been ongoing for many years.
And that's what the buffer is between here. I guess with the lines, you've got to have worries or concerns about trees falling in during windstorms. But you were also saying that the lines during peak hydro times, usage times, the lines actually drop down?
The lines will drop down a number of feet just because of the demand on, especially on a day like today. Everybody gets home, the air conditioners go on, etc. The lines fill up with hydro and it gets heavier and they drop down. So it's kind of unique. Yeah.
So that's why they picked these trees, and so it's not going to grow into these great big ones.
That's right. That's right. They don't want them coming down touching trees.
Does anybody else know about this, or is this news? Are we breaking news here?
It's always breaking news at Tiffin here. It's good
All
stuff.
right.
It's good stuff.
You hear that? We just broke the hydro story, and it's about electricity. This is cool.
Yeah.
So it's hot, and it's sweaty out here, and this is how I feel. Dried up, desiccated. This fella probably died of some other cause, but once they're out and they can't produce any of their own functions anymore, all the cells evaporate and they turn into these dried shells, and then ants and even voles, all kinds of animals would come along and eat it right up. Usually they go in through the vent or the anus and start eating. Even in an animal like a rhino, they go in through the softest, easiest opening, and even for a frog, That's how it works. So we'll put him back in the woods and let the other animals have at him.
These beetles are awesome. Come look at these beetles.
Oh, well, beetles would be the ones that are actually probably going to end up eating.
Look how beautiful
the frog.
they are. They look like little jewels. Here, Chris, I'll give you one. And I can grab one too. Look how the sunlight just hits them. They're absolutely incredible. Ow, until you get... Look at that.
Very iridescent. Yeah.
Of course it sits on Chris's hand. They always flee me and hang out on Chris. Do you want to put it in the sunlight, Chris?
There you go. And they have
Just stunning.
They have the exoskeleton. Helps keep some moisture in. They can use it as a shell for protection. You'll see the little legs on it as well.
And to look beautiful for the ladies.
It's all about the show.
They can identify each other's breed and species by the color of their shell as well. Fun fact, that's actually not the color of the shell. Those are the colors that are reflected back to your retinas by the shell. Rachel's stupid fact for the day.
We're back on this lovely day at Tiffin Conservation Center with Byron, and now we're going to be talking about the importance of the watershed.
This running water that we see here, we're right in the middle of a provincially significant wetland, and it's known as the Bear Creek. And of course, now, many years ago, there was a series of ponds built here, and we call them Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Baby Bear ponds. We use them for educational purposes, of course, when we have hundreds of students here, and they're dipping for frogs and tadpoles and minnows and all kinds of stuff. So it just goes to show you how diverse. You've got a creek, and then you've got a wetland, and you've got a pond, and they're getting all different kinds of life from one end to the other. So it makes up a big part of Tiffin, is this little wetland system.
We're on the trail, we're in the back, we can hear kids all around, but what is that overwhelming noise? That's the hum of mosquitoes. Now, people don't like mosquitoes, but you've got 3,500 different species, 3,523 actually, and only 150 to 200 of those carry diseases that are dangerous to humans and livestock.
And those are all on just subspecies of three specific ones.
Yes.
That's the Anopheles.
You've got the Selex and the Aedes.
And the Aedes.
Now, some of those will carry the West Nile virus, and some of them will carry dengue fever, some hunt for blood.
Some malaria. Lots of people know about malaria. And everybody hates the female mosquito because it's the female mosquito that actually drinks the blood to use the protein to make the eggs. But the males are actually the #1 pollinator anywhere in North America.
So boys are good, girls are bad.
In this instance.
Boys are
yes, this
boys are
is the
good, girls
one-
suck. That's how we can go with this.
Girls do suck.
That's
but
right.
No, in this one instant, I will allow you that the dudes are cool.
When the female lays the eggs, they can actually lay them underground. They can lay them in places under rocks and logs,
Yep.
or they lay them in water, depending on what type of mosquito it is. And if the water dries up or the area dries up, it can actually go into a dormant state for sometimes a few years. And when it floods out again, or there's water that comes in,
Mosquitoes!
baby mosquitoes all
Everywhere.
over. So when they're trying to track down new and potential infestations of mosquitoes, then they start going in and they will actually spray when they're still in the larval and the egg stage to get rid of them. And we've gone away from DDT in the 50s and 60s. So now they have new pesticides that will actually shut down the kidney function of mosquitoes. So when they do drink, they can't get rid of any of their fluids on the inside, and they die. So with that buzzing around, we're going to keep moving, but it's oxygen, it's odors, and it's sweat, and that's why you might find a bunch of them around here. Not around me, I'm not a sweaty guy, but
I don't see, I like them. I like parasites. I am a huge parasite fan.
I like them from afar. I like them under a microscope. I like them on TV.
Oh, you should see them under a microscope. They are some hideous looking beasts. They're awesome.
As long as they're on TV and not in my intestine, I'm okay.
Maybe we should have done this earlier.
I've been trying to net you or hook you and get you right out of here for a while. All right, let's go feed the mosquitoes along the trail.
Awesome. This is probably mink poo right here. And the mink will come to the same spot over and over and over again. And there goes my frog. To go to the bathroom. And it really reeks. It smells a lot like the dumpster at an all-you-can-eat seafood restaurant because it's mostly crayfish. Probably whatever dead fish you could find. Minks will eat pretty much anything, but you can see the crayfish shell, which is kind of cool. Poo can tell you a lot. I'm going to try to catch my frog again. Come on. Oh, he's making me work for him. At least I caught him again. No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
Oh, that one was on land behind you.
Did you lose that frog? Oh.
Got him.
There. Look out for the poo. There's one. Right there. You see him? Right there.
Oh, there goes another one right
That was a
there.
big one.
Oh,
You get him?
I don't think so, sucker.
Double header.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm digging in. That's what a frog lives in right there.
Oh, yeah.
And you thought that mink scat, or poop for the commoner, smelled. Oh yeah, now I got it all over my pants too.
This is the way it should be. Yeah.
I didn't mink poop my pants. This came from catching frogs.
My frog looks like that.
Oh, we make this look easy at home, kids, but don't try this. We're trained professionals.
They're so slick.
Go!
Get it. Look. Tip.
Where'd it go? I-
Froggy. Oh, he went down the hole. Come here. How's that? And it's another green frog.
The most common frog around.
You got him?
I gave you plenty of chances to get away, my friend. Now I'm covered in mud all over my face.
Yeah, you better catch him.
My guy's bigger.
My guy gave up.
Yeah. He's hoping I catch him a girl. There we go.
Sweet girlfriend.
Look at that.
Ooh,
Look how big that one is.
She's big and beautiful. Look at her. That's one beautiful frog right there. Loving and missed.
You ready, buddy?
If they kiss each other, will they turn into a prince and princess?
Well, maybe somebody will drop eggs.
Mwah.
Thank you all for joining us.
And watching us get disgusting.
It happens. It's going to happen a lot. And Springwater Park and Tiffin Conservation Area, they've been a blast. And we'd like to thank Byron as well for showing us around. That was just, it was nice. And he enjoyed it. He's a generalist like us. He likes all the different things, not specializing in one. He likes it all.
And Ian.
And Ian, yes, Ian was out there. It was a good day. We learned a lot of new stuff, and that's the key. Every day when you get up out of bed, you should say, I'm going to learn something new today. That should be your goal. It's Ontario. It's out and about in Simcoe County. Thanks for joining us.